Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. A major WWE superstar interrupted a recent interview with Rhea Ripley to make sure she was okay in a heartfelt moment. The 27-year-old was in action this past Saturday night at Bash in Berlin. Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley, the Terror Twins, emerged victorious in a mixed tag team match against Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan at the Premium Live event. Dominic Mysterio confronted Ripley on this past Monday's edition of Raw, but it was to provide a distraction so that Liv Morgan could attack her from behind. The YouTube channel Adam's Apple recently interviewed Rhea Ripley about a variety of topics. During the interview, Kevin Owens made an appearance to check on the Eradicator to make sure she was okay, and you can check out the heartfelt moment in the video below. Dominic Mysterio appeared on Raw earlier this week sporting a black eye due to the mixed tag team match at Bash in Berlin. Ripley took credit for the injury and continued to mock her former stablemate on social media today. Rhea Ripley discusses her future outside WWE. Raw star Rhea Ripley was recently asked about the possibility of pursuing acting in addition to being a professional wrestler. Ripley has already accomplished a lot as a WWE superstar, and the future is incredibly bright for the former Judgment Day member. During the interview with Adam's Apple, the former Women's World Champion was asked about a potential career in Hollywood. She noted that it is a possibility, but she is solely focused on her career as a professional wrestler at the moment. I'm never going to say never. Reaching out here and there, I'm interested, but at the same time, I'm so focused on WWE right now. Like, I don't want to have to juggle both. I just want to focus on WWE, Ripley said. Dominic Mysterio betrayed Ripley last month at SummerSlam and cost her the chance to recapture the Women's World Championship from Liv Morgan. Ripley held the title for an impressive 380 days, but had to relinquish the title due to injury following her victory over Becky Lynch at WrestleMania XL. Only time will tell if the Eradicator can win back the title she never lost in the months ahead on Raw. Rhea Ripley, the indomitable force in WWE and current Women's World Champion, sat down for an exclusive interview with WWE backstage reporter Kayla Braxton. Ripley had been riding high on her recent victories, continuing to solidify her reputation as one of the most dominant athletes in WWE history. However, underneath her confident exterior, there had been whispers about her well-being, both physically and mentally, as her demanding schedule began to take its toll. The interview started like any other. Ripley, donning her signature black leather jacket and jet black eyeliner, exuded her usual confidence. The audience, watching live on WWE's YouTube channel, hung on her every word as she talked about her latest feuds, upcoming title defenses, and how she planned to continue her reign of terror over the women's division. Yet, something seemed off. Her responses, though sharp, lacked her usual fire. Her eyes, often gleaming with a mix of intensity and swagger, appeared a bit dimmer today. Kayla, ever the professional, kept the interview going but couldn't shake the feeling that Rhea wasn't her usual self. Just as Kayla was about to move on to the next topic, a sudden interruption brought the interview to a halt. The camera panned over to reveal none other than the visionary Seth Rollins, a man known for his flamboyant outfits, cackling laugh, and storied career in WWE. Rollins, who wasn't scheduled for the interview, walked onto the set with a purpose. "Hey, sorry to crash this little party, Kayla," Rollins began, a genuine smile replacing his usual cocky grin. "But I had to stop by and check in on my girl Rhea here." Rhea, caught off guard, raised an eyebrow at Rollins. "What are you doing here, Seth?" Ignoring her question for the moment, Rollins turned toward Kayla. "You know, we're all so caught up in these rivalries, matches, and titles that sometimes we forget to check in on each other. And I've been noticing that Rhea's been carrying a lot on her shoulders lately." Kayla, sensing a shift in the mood, nodded and allowed the moment to unfold naturally. Seth Rollins wasn't one to usually step outside his theatrical persona, but this was different. He was here not as a rival or a WWE superstar, but as a friend. Ripley leaned back in her chair, her tough demeanor wavering ever so slightly. I'm fine, Seth, she said, her voice firm but softer than usual. Seth shook his head. Nah, Rhea, you're a beast in that ring, no doubt about it. But even the toughest need to breathe sometimes. I've been where you are, main eventing shows, defending titles, dealing with the pressure to be the best. It gets heavy. And I just wanted to let you know that if you ever need to talk, I'm here. Ripley's expression softened for the first time during the interview. She stared at Rollins, the weight of his words hanging in the air. It's not easy, she finally admitted, her voice tinged with vulnerability. Everyone expects me to be this unstoppable force. And I am. But, sometimes, I forget I'm human. The rawness of the moment silenced the room. Kayla, usually quick to steer the conversation, let the two stars speak their truth. I've been there, Seth continued, pulling up a chair next to Ripley. When I was carrying the Universal Championship, when I had that pressure to be the guy, I had nights where I'd come back from the arena, and I'd be completely drained, mentally, physically, emotionally. But no one really talks about that part, do they? Rhea shook her head, her tough exterior beginning to crack. No, they don't. Everyone just sees the victories, the championships, the persona. They don't see what it takes to maintain that, how much it drains you. The comment section on the live stream began to explode. Fans who had long admired Ripley for her unyielding toughness were now seeing another side of her, a side they never expected. And Rollins, the man often playing the villain in WWE stories, was showing a level of compassion that resonated deeply with the audience. Seth placed a hand on Rhea's shoulder, his voice filled with sincerity. You're doing amazing, Rhea. You've taken over this division like no one else could. But remember, it's okay to ask for help. We all need it sometimes. For a brief moment, Rhea Ripley, the WWE Women's Champion, looked like someone else entirely. Not the brutal force who destroyed her opponents in the ring, but a young woman who had been carrying the weight of expectation on her shoulders for far too long. Kayla, sensing the significance of the moment, decided to address it. Rhea, how does it feel to hear Seth say this? To have someone in the locker room who understands what you're going through? Ripley hesitated, clearly not used to opening up on such a personal level during an interview. Honestly, it's a relief. I've been pushing myself to keep going, to be the best, but I haven't really stopped to think about how it's affecting me. Having someone like Seth check in, it means a lot. Rollins leaned back in his chair, satisfied that he had done what he came to do. We're all in this together, Rhea. And no matter how strong you are, you don't have to do it alone. The moment between the two WWE stars was both heartfelt and unexpected. Fans watching at home saw a side of their favorite superstars that rarely made it to TV. It wasn't about rivalries or title matches, but about the bond that exists between the performers who give everything for the business they love. As the interview wrapped up, Ripley looked over at Rollins and gave him a genuine smile, one that wasn't masked by her usual bravado. Thanks, Seth. I appreciate it. Seth grinned back, his trademark laugh escaping him. Anytime, champ. Anytime. As the cameras cut away, the WWE Universe had witnessed something special. It wasn't just an interview, it was a reminder that even the toughest competitors have hearts, and sometimes, even champions need a little help from their friends.